It is now 7:12 on your Tuesday morning, and new this morning. Inmates on the run captured in southeast Texas. Two fugitives who escaped from a New Orleans jail last night were taken into custody in Huntsville. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the latest on the search for the two prisoners still on the run.
This morning, investigators recaptured more inmates who escaped from this New Orleans detention facility this month, finding two in Texas yesterday and one in Baton Rouge.
It is very possible that as you catch more people that have escaped, that they may well have information about potentially where the other escapees might be.
8 of the 10 inmates who escaped May 16th are now back in custody. Many have faced murder charges and were labeled high-risk offenders. Authorities say they crawled through a hole behind a toilet, reportedly using electric hair trimmers to cut through the cell wall. At least 9 people have been arrested for allegedly helping them, including a jail maintenance worker accused of shutting off water to the toilet, another inmate accused of providing a blanket to help them climb over razor wire, and family members and friends accused of giving them rides, food, and money. With 2 men still on the run, each previously charged with second-degree murder, law enforcement remains on high alert.
People still need to be cautious, because are those two someplace in New Orleans? They might be. I understand that the most recent captures were in Texas. That's several hours away from New Orleans.
Meanwhile, in Arkansas, a former law enforcement officer serving decades behind bars has escaped from a high-security prison. Grant Hardin once served as a police chief in a small town nearby. He admitted in 2016 to killing a town water department employee. DNA later linked Hardin to a separate rape case. Authorities say the 56-year-old was seen here, disguising himself in a law enforcement uniform Sunday, slipping past prison security, pushing a cart.
There's no type of uniform like that. And so that's one of the things we're looking into is where exactly did that come from.
Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
7:14 and happening today, Georgetown Water will switch to chlorine-only treatment for a month. Officials say this is part of routine maintenance. You may notice a chlorine smell or a slight discoloration, but they say the water is safe to drink. If you're on dialysis or if you have fish tanks, you may want to use precautions, though. The city says they might be flushing fire hydrants, but your water pressure should stay the same. And the state Senate initially passed a bill that would stop cities and counties from having gun buyback programs. The programs would allow local governments to buy guns from people with the intent of removing unwanted firearms from homes. Those who don't like the program say there's an ineffective waste of tax dollars. Monday, lawmakers debated whether the state should be telling local governments whether to have gun buyback programs at all. They brought up when Austin tried a gun surrender program back in 2022. The police chief at the time said it was ineffective. Take a listen.
Consequently, the Austin Department decided not to recommend a buyback program. And their article after article saying
I'm sorry, I wanted to hear that last point. You said the Austin community decided not to have the buyback?
Not to do it because of that.
So they decided not to have one, even though they didn't have the state of Texas telling them they didn't have to have one. See, they didn't need us to tell them that we didn't have to have a buyback program. They came up with that decision on their own.
Questions of the author?
Senator Hall,
there you go. They didn't need to be told what to do. And again, this is just one proposition right there. Senators will have to take one more vote on House Bill 3053 before it can be sent on to the governor. And the first round of the Scripps National Spelling Bee is today, the 100th anniversary of the Spelling Bee. It's the 10th anniversary of 10 years each time, yeah. There are 2 kids from Austin in the competition. Best of luck to both of them. The Rain Droplets Foundation and out of Austin, Texas, an 11-year-old and a 14-year-old. That is exciting. Well, it was a battle of the bots in China this weekend. Wait. Is this real life? What? Okay, hold on. I've never seen this before. This is incredible. 2 humanoid robots going head-to-head in a boxing ring during a live-streamed showdown. It was part of the World Robot Competition, featuring both demos and real robot-on-robot action. No, is this artificial intelligence or is this real life? There were humans operating the robots. They weren't just throwing punches. The bots showed off some serious skills, even bouncing back to their feet after getting knocked down. That's insane. Okay, time right now is 7:17. Sorry, and let's look at the bright side. We spotlight the people making a positive impact in the community. And East Austin Art Studio is giving artists of all abilities a space to grow and shine. Sage Studio is a studio and gallery for creators with intellectual or developmental disabilities. KVUE's Jessica Cha paid him a visit.
I made Garfield.
Where people atypical art supply,
Do you want to make a circle?
Montrell Beverly sees potential.
A very small circle.
And in his hands, he can bend, mold, and shape them into anything.
I made Optimus Prime, Operation. I try to make my art as interactive as possible.
Montrell has been creating art with pipe cleaners since the 3rd grade.
Yeah, there you go.
A tool that's become an extension of himself.
This somewhat shows my personality. I make paintings and all that stuff out of pipe cleaners, but I mostly like to make goofy stuff.
And Sage Studios sees the potential in artists like Montrell,
Make a square.
someone who has an intellectual disability.
Sometimes people will come in with kind of preconceived notions about what art by individuals with disabilities might be, and I think they always leave like blown away.
Katie Stahl co-founded Sage Studio and Gallery in 2017 with her partner Lucy Gross. It's a creative space dedicated to supporting and displaying the art of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
We don't have a curriculum, we're not teaching. It very much is, this is their studio, they come in, they work.
There are 15 artists who come to where creativity meets community. Stahl says it's to help give a platform and voice to creators who don't always know they could take that risk.
You know, with a population that is underemployed and often like they don't have a lot of choice when it comes to career paths. So to have, you know, this opportunity for a career in something that, you know, they love, I think is incredibly important.
And people see the potential. Stahl says they've paid creators $200,000 in art commissions to date. But money isn't the only thing on Montrell's mind.
As long as I see somebody enjoying my work, I say that pays off.
Seeing the potential in the atypical.
And I made a whole bunch of picnic stuff.
Now, Stahl says her studio and the gallery is open for anyone to stop by, look at the arts, and also talk to the artists directly about their work. We have the address and days and times. You can stop by on our website, KVUE.com. It was a star-studded night at the American Music Awards with show-stopping performances that had everybody talking, from Jennifer Lopez's sizzling set to Janet Jackson's epic return. ABC's Rhiannon Alley breaks down the moments you may have missed.
Overnight, a throwback fueled American Music Awards with icons front and center. Janet Jackson taking the stage for her first televised performance in 7 years. Serenading the audience with a variety of her biggest hits. Dressed in a cropped white jacket and baggy jeans, she accepted the Icon Award, but rejected the label.
I don't consider myself an icon. My family, myself, our dream was it wasn't ever to be famous. We weren't raised like that. We always had a special love for music, dancing, and singing.
Jennifer Lopez not only hosting the show, also delivering one of the most talked about performances.
I wanna dance.
Opening with a 7-minute long dance number, performing to a medley of last year's biggest hits. Capping it off by showing some love to her dancers months after finalizing her divorce from Ben Affleck.
Jenny from the block has got all her steps in for the day, and she got all her kisses in.
And then more legends took the stage.
Get you, yeah.
Gloria Estefan back at the AMAs after 3 decades, and Rod Stewart receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award, the 80-year-old closing out the show with Forever Young. Billie Eilish claimed the most awards last night, and the real winner might have been J-Lo, who announced a new residency in Las Vegas. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
A lot of names there from the 80s and the 90s, looking good there. Well, we leave you this morning with something to talk about. A guy named Lewis Pugh is now the first person to swim all the way around Martha's Vineyard. You just say that's a long swim, right? 62 miles. Took him 12 days to do it. He said he did it to raise awareness about shark conservation. He says he was inspired by the upcoming 50th anniversary of the iconic movie Jaws. Has it really been that long coming up? That's incredible. The blockbuster fueled a fear of sharks, something both the director and author later regretted as shark populations declined. Now, Pugh swam for multiple hours in 47-degree water to encourage protections for sharks. He was even hoping to encounter one on his journey. He said, though, it was one of the toughest swims of his career. Take a listen.
It would have been wonderful to have seen sharks because they're such amazing animals. And when you see sharks, you realize you have a healthy ocean underneath you. But right there on the corner, we saw lots of seals, which are also just absolutely wonderful. This is a truly beautiful part of the American coastline.
Now, support crew did follow closely behind Pugh as he swam just in case of an emergency. But yeah, he is safe, and I don't know how much a kayak can really do for support there, but he's okay. Well, that's it for Daybreak Plus. Let us know what you want to talk about. Message us at 512-459-9442. You can also message me on social media at Rob Evans TV, on Instagram, X, or Facebook. And stick around because Daybreak continues right here on KVUE Plus. Goodbye, everybody.